done travelling, we're done eating banh mi, and so now we bought a house. It's had tenants in it for 6 months. Even though we bought this house 6 months ago, it hasn't really felt like we've owned a house until right now. And now we're coming in and looking at all the shit we have to do. The house is fucked.
There's definitely a lot to do. Oh my god, look at this contrast of like this is green and then this is like some sort of weird beige colour. Yeah, there's a lot that we need to do. Essentially the first thing that's going to happen is Olly's ripping out all the asbestos. We've got 5 weeks before his parents show up. We've just got the keys today. The tenants moved out over the weekend. So Olly's got to remove a lot of asbestos and then reline. He's done all the course himself, so he's going to do it all safely and securely, but we figured it was easier, even though it's a massive thing to start with, figured it was easier to do it while there's nothing in the house and it can be done nice and safely, and then we'll move in. There won't be any paint on the walls or anything, but that's what it is.
Because this is going to be our channel for the next little while, it's going to be renovating for quite a few years, so we wanted to start off on a base where we weren't pulling asbestos out every 5 minutes, because we've got 2 kids now. We don't really want to be introducing, like, as much as you can contain asbestos as you're removing it, like you can zone off sections of the house. I think it's not worth the risk, so we're just gonna get it all done in one hit over the next couple of weeks. I've done so this is the only state, Queensland, where you can actually do this. So every other state, you have to do like a full comprehensive course, like the full industrial commercial course, but in Queensland you can do the homeowner's asbestos removal. That's what I've done, so yeah, gotta start the prep today, and then we'll be skipping tomorrow or Wednesday and cracking in.
Alright, well I might give you some lovely B-roll with this beautiful cottage.
I feel like we should do like a welcome to our beautiful home, like from the gate, and like, you know, like how much of a struggle was to open the gate, like open the gate and then like just like stumble into all the fucked up things, you know. Like, small, it's nice and mouldy in here, and like, oh, let's walk out onto the deck. Oh shit. You know?
Actually, can you show us the deck?
Yeah. So, does it roll it?
Yeah.
So, there were some decking boards in really poor condition out here, and I got some second-hand floorboards, just some like old mixed hardwood floorboards someone was throwing away, out here to prep to replace, and it turned from a deck to no longer a deck, because as soon as I started putting out the boards, the joists were rotten, and then I pulled the joist down, and then the posts were rotten. So there's this whole section out here that looks pretty interesting. So yeah, safe to say that's not ideal for 2 young kids and a dog. And we won't even start talking about the garden, because it's definitely not MERS safe at the moment. Notice all the lovely nicks and stuff out of the handrail from the bush turkeys and the ibis that hang around the property. They won't be here much longer with MERS running around, I wouldn't think.
That's true. Hopefully she's a deterrent, eh?
And once that pool goes, once our beautiful luxury pool goes, the water will be less attracted to the property too.
We actually spent quite a bit of money. Well, we haven't spent it yet because he hasn't invoiced us yet, but we got the pool like back up into like swimmable condition, and then it just turned green again straight away. There's just toads and all sorts of shit in it, So it's just something that we're going to get rid of. We're not massive pool people anyway, when we're more kind of aircon people. And my mum's got a pool, so we can just go around there anytime we want to. But yeah, I think we'll get rid of it. And this garden's insane. Check it out.
Doesn't help when they're actually roasting in your garden.
So it's a decent sized block. It's like 607 squares, and then the house is 98 squares. So it's not a huge house, but I think that we can kind of reconfigure it and make it all much more usable space. But yeah, the block is massive, 607. Well, it's decent for us. But it's all like garden and like destroyed garden. So there's a lot of landscaping to do. We're going to be relying heavily on Olly's parents, so they need to make a few more trips over from New Zealand to help on a garden. They've been working on their own, but I feel like that's not as important as ours, so we'll put a few shots in of Tim's garden, and yeah, I'd like that to be on hold, and Tim get on over here.
It's got to be safe for the grandchildren, eh?
Get to work.
Because it's so close to the front of the block, it's actually, the back garden feels massive when you're standing down the bottom of the garden, and when you're standing up here, actually it looks like a massive distance down to the back. So we're going to try and manage it all with like vegetable garden and natives. So we're going to start by clearing out all the bamboo, most of the palms, and then we'll try and establish somewhat level grassed area for Mertz and for the kids. Just got to make this house livable for a start. So yeah, like I said, we're moving in like
3 to 5 weeks.
3 to 5 weeks. Hopefully not 5 weeks. Hopefully somewhere between 3 and 4 weeks. We'll see how we go. Over Easter, let's go and date the video. When's it's going to come out?
I don't give a fuck.
Screens out. Curtains down. What was the other thing I was going to do?
Carpet up.
Carpet up. That's it today, right?
Yeah. Was there any power that you wanted to do or anything?
No, we'll get the vacuum sorted, and then we can do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Might try and take the cistern off the wall. See how that goes.
You want a working toilet though, don't you?
I can put a bucket into the toilet, but the cistern's going to come off to do the sheets behind it.
Okay.
That's a spanner in the works. I assumed this was timber underneath here, but it is not. I was expecting to find timber floor in there, and it's not. It's like a vinyl floor tile, which may or may not have asbestos in it. So I have to take a sample of it and send that away, and hopefully it's not asbestos, but it very well could be. Look at this beautiful carpet. This was a garage room converted into a bedroom. I think this carpet's straight down on top of concrete, so I believe this room is extremely damp. We haven't really decided what exactly we're doing right now before we renovate it, but we will bring the level up to the same as the rest of the house, so that'll bring it up off the concrete. This whole side of the house has got an extension down it, and it's pretty how you going. There's like a little walkway that comes around from the kitchen. It's so out of level, like you can see it. And this door, and the door that leads out onto what was the deck before I dismantled it. It's extremely out of level. You can just, assume that's how the door was hung, but I'm not going to, because I can see that you can stand out there and look at the floor line and see how out of level it is. So it's going to be a whole thing, but we just need to focus on getting the asbestos out and moving in for a start. I don't know what that is. I don't like the look of it. Like black with mould, or it's like some sort of friable carpet underlay. God, it looks awful. Yeah, a little bit more testing to do around here before pulling up any more carpet or any vinyl in here. So I'm coming in on Wednesday, all suited up to start moving sheets, getting the skip coming in tomorrow afternoon. So once I'm all suited up, I'll cut some samples and see what's going on. It may just be extremely mouldy, which is also I want to be properly masked up for that too. Would I call that a successful start? We've got a couple of things we wanted to get done, achieved, but the floorings proved to be a bit of a handbrake. So I'm done for the day. We're going to shave this off and go and do a mask fitment test, and I'll be back tomorrow. This electrical's coming out. It might be 10 years since I've been clean shaven, so here we go. So I'm back in here today. First thing, I'm going to take samples of the 3 different areas of flooring that I'm concerned about for asbestos. Which means gloves, mask. Because I'm just taking a very small sample, I'm not going to fully kit up. I'm going to keep it pretty contained. I've got some spray adhesive to spray on after I take the sample, so it all should be pretty safe. So I've got all 3 samples now. I'm going to drop those off now because I want those results sooner rather than later. And then I'm going to start pulling sheets off the wall. The skip arrives at 3 o'clock, so it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm sure we're going to uncover some more interesting things behind the walls, hopefully no termites.
The amount of times we end up filming at this front door because we're just in a place of uncertainty, it's unmatched. And again, we're in a place of uncertainty because Ollie can't do the asbestos. That was always the plan, was that he was going to do the asbestos and it's going to save us money and time, and here we are once again, we've lost the time. We're going to have to fork out the money.